I feel at ease. Life simple magic in moments like these. I find the magic in the everyday, in the sweetest sips as time slips away. Little things that bring a smile to me, like the sugar swirling in my coffee.
Hey y'all, welcome back to Beyond Garden Homestead. Today I will be harvesting potatoes. I'll be harvesting russet potatoes. I've got Purple Majesty, Red Norlands, and Yukon Golds. This is the variety that I'll be digging out today. And this one on the end, this is one that I harvested. It's the one that I'm pointing to. It's the one that I harvested previously, and they didn't fully develop, so I put them back in the bag. And I'm just going to see if I can get some growth on them. So I'll harvest those today as well. So that's what's coming up. Very exciting because I don't know what I'll be digging out. So I decided that instead of throwing down a tarp to catch the dirt and make a mess and having to put it back in grow bags, I'm using my 27-gallon tub right here. And what I plan to do is to just drop the entire planter down inside of the tub. And that way I do not have to worry about putting dirt back in. I can capture all of my dirt in here, and then I'm going to put my potatoes on these crates. These are crates that I picked up on at one of the convenience stores. They've come in handy in the garden, real handy. So I love growing potatoes because they're so easy to do. Now, one of the questions that I get asked a lot is, how do you know when your potatoes are ready? Well, the plants will usually tell you when they're ready. When the vines begin to turn yellow, or and also the foliage starts to die back, that and the stems dry out, that's nature's way of saying that the potatoes have finished growing. And photosynthesis, where the leaves will take in the energy from the sun and produce the potatoes. So once there are no more leaves to take in energy, then your potatoes are pretty much done. So I am starting with the Yukon Gold, and I am just going to pull out all of my dead foliage. And some of them you'll see that potatoes will come out with them. Some of them not. I'll put that all to the side, and then I will very gently start pulling out my potatoes. And I say gently because I do not want to damage the skin on the potatoes, because the outer skin is still really delicate. So if you want to store your potatoes, it's best to wait another week or two after the plants die back, so the skin has a chance to toughen. But look at that, you can see at the potatoes that are coming out now. Look at that. Now I'm right here. You can see that I'm starting to itch from ants. I can see ants are crawling on me, so I'm putting on my beautiful sleeves that my sister bought me for my birthday. So I'm going to put my sleeves on because I don't want to get any more bites on me. So here we go. I'm gently knocking the dirt back off of the potatoes. Once again, I said I do not want to get really rough with them, because I don't want to risk scratching the skin of the potatoes, because if I do that, they're not good to store. Now you can, if that happens, you can always just take the potatoes in the house and let them dry. Use them immediately. But look at see how this foliage right here, and the leaves are all yellow and looking really ugly. That's when you know your potatoes are ready to come out. So what I try to do is just dig very carefully. Now also try to knock off all the dirt. And see how convenient this is, being able to just drop all the dirt down inside of this container and not worry about the dirt getting all on the driveway, or having to clean up later, or have to scoop it out and put it back in the bag. Wow. See, I love seeing all the different sizes. Some of them are perfect for baking. Some of them are great for mashed potatoes, but not a one of them will go to waste. Even the tiny ones that you'll see that I pull out, I'll use those as well. Nothing will go to waste. It doesn't matter how beautiful they look, as long as they're potatoes, I'll use them. You see these little small ones? those are good as well. You can use those for mashed or fry or whatever. So now right here, what I'm picking up, that's the seed potato. That's the potato that started it all. Well, at least one of them, because I probably put 2 or 3 seed potatoes. And your seed potatoes are your potatoes that you start with, that you can either buy from a grocery store or you can get them from a feed store, whatever. And it's the potatoes, when they get the little eyes on them, we probably notice them at home. And since I garden now, I know what to look for. When they have those little eyes on them, that's what you would use. You would take the potato, place it in the soil with the little eye parts pointing up, and just cover and fertilize and water, and you'll get potatoes. Wow, look at that. Look at these. I think that's a pretty good harvest, because I like I said, I probably put like maybe 1 or 2, probably 2 or 3 maybe seed potatoes in the bag. So this is what I'm getting. Now you notice that I'm dumping all of the soil out into the 27-gallon tub. And then what I'm doing here, this is like twofold. One thing, I am digging to make sure I didn't miss any of the potatoes. And another thing I'm looking for are any grub worms that may be in the soil, because the last thing I want is to end up with a tub full of grub worms. And then when I go to use the soil and put it in a grow bag or whatever and ground for it to grow something else, I do not want to transfer those worms, because they will destroy your harvest if they're in there. When I harvested tomatoes, I had one bag that had several grub worms in it. So I was glad I did pour the soil out. At that point, I poured it out on a tarp. So now we're on the second bag, and these are my Red Norlands. Now I will say that the skin on the Red Norlands on these potatoes doesn't seem to be as vibrant as the skin on the initial ones that I harvested, but I think the other ones that I harvested were red sodas. So now what you see me doing here is I am dragging the not compost, the topping, oh gosh, what do you call it? Can't think of it. Anyway, the covering off of the potatoes, because I keep all of that. I don't throw it out, because I'll use it for something else. I'll think of the name in a minute. I have a brain freeze right now. But anyway, I keep all of that. I put it in a separate container, and then I have a 27-gallon tub in which I keep all of that too. Mulch, that's what I'm trying to say. So as you can see, I'm pulling back the dead leaves and foliage plants. You can see on this one where potatoes are sitting on the top. And that's why I knew my potatoes were ready and that I was going to get a good harvest out of these bags, is because I kept having to place dirt on top of the bag because the potatoes were showing. And from what I've read and heard, that you really do not want the potatoes to sit in the sun. You don't want them to be exposed to the sun, because then you'll get the green on them. And I mean, they're supposed to be poison, but I'm pretty sure that we've all probably eaten some potatoes that had green on them. And I think it's anybody. I'm pretty sure. I'm almost 100% certain that I've purchased a bag of potatoes before and saw a little hint of green on a potato. At that point, I didn't know anything about them being bad for you, poisonous, and I'm sure I cooked it, and I'm still here to talk about it. So look at those beautiful potatoes. Oh, come on now, in the camera. There you go. There you go. Wow. I am so excited to know that I actually grew these in my backyard. This just really excites me. And I keep saying to myself, I wish I had started gardening years ago, but things happen when they're supposed to. So once again, I'm pulling out all the dead foliage. Some of them may still have potatoes attached. Some of them, the potatoes have already detached themselves and are just laying down in the soil. And I'm just going to make sure that I knock off any dirt. But as you can see, because of this method that I'm using, I'm not having to clean my soil and transfer it back into my bags, and that's saving a whole lot of time. This 27-gallon tub is actually sufficient, I believe, to hold all 4 bags that I am harvesting, because these are I forgot, I think 5-gallon bags, I believe, something like that. I don't know, maybe 7-gallon bags. But once again, you see me just dragging across the top, and that is so that I do not damage my potatoes. That's the advantage of doing it in the bags, because if I had my potatoes growing in ground, then I would probably have to use some type of shovel or pitchfork or something like that, and you risk stabbing your potatoes with that. But in the bags, I mean, that's not as bad, because you can just use your hands and just gently rub across. But look at those beautiful potatoes. Isn't that great? Now, I know I grow these potatoes, and I know what went into growing the potatoes. I don't have to worry about a recall. I don't have to worry about throwing my potatoes out because they were contaminated with something. I know exactly what went into this bag. So this is just awesome. So I'll be able to make me some really good roasted potatoes. The Red Norlands are really good for making potato salad, because they really hold their shape very well. And also the skins of the potatoes are pretty. Look at that. I mean, they're called Red Norlands. They're not really red, but and these are some of the creamiest. They're really smooth and creamy. So, and like I said, they hold their shape doing, when you say, like, if you're boiling your potatoes for a potato salad or something, like a russet potato will get kind of mushy and fall apart. Well, the Red Norlands will not do that. They're probably some of my favorite potatoes for making potato salad. And look how clean they come out of the soil. I mean, really, you just really can just brush the dirt off. Now, the last harvest that I did, I actually put my potatoes on this crate, and I gently washed them off a little. Well, not washed them, I kind of rinsed them off, just like on a mist cycle, because I just didn't want all the dirt on them. And then I just set them in my greenhouse to dry out. This time I won't do that. This time I'm just going to put them on the crate, and I'm going to put mine in my greenhouse, which is really not ideal. What you really would want to do is, if you have the space, is that you want to put them in a cool, dark place to cure. I didn't want to bring them in the house, and I didn't want to take them in the garage. I didn't want to put them in my laundry room. So anyway, I just covered them up. You'll see. I'm just going to cover mine and put them in my greenhouse. I'll just keep an eye on them to make sure that they're okay. But I think I'll be okay to leave them in there for a week, maybe even 2, without the sun getting to them. So there we go. There's more. This is a pretty good harvest. Much better than my first year, definitely first year. I think I probably got a couple little tiny potatoes, but look at that. And the second year growing potatoes, I mean, I probably got a couple little tiny potatoes. But this year is, I mean, this is this is definitely my best year on potatoes. So knowing what I know now, and I will follow the same thing that I did this year, I'll do that next year. And I'm expecting to get even better potatoes. But you know what? In gardening, you never know. You just never know. Mother Nature is fickle. That is one thing that I've learned. One year you get a great harvest and you think, oh my God, I got this down pat. Next year you go, I did the same thing. What happened? So y'all see me dragging that my grow bags across the driveway, because these bags can be pretty heavy and you really want to save your back and not be lifting. So I have a little metal puller that I actually pull my bags so I don't have to lift them up. I am right now I am pulling out all the old foliage. Here we go. So you see me taking, yeah, look at it. So on this bag, I don't know, this is not the last one. This right here, I believe, are my Purple Majesties. Now, they say purple. In the beginning, when they first started growing, they had more of a hint of purple to them, but now they seem like they are just like a little darker umber color or something. I don't know, but I know that I planted the Purple Majesties. But I guess you can see a little purple on them. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe the longer you leave them in the soil, the darker they get or something. This is my first year growing them, so I'm not really sure what they were supposed to look like. But I know what I got. And I know what I planted. Well, put it this way. I bought the seed potatoes from a nursery, from a local nursery. They said Purple Majesty, so that's all I can go by. But it doesn't matter to me whether they purple, blue, red, or yellow. They'll be eaten the same. So, but when I cook these Purple Majesties, I'm going to see if there's any difference in any of the other potatoes. I'm going to see if I noticed any difference in these from the Yukon Golds or the other potatoes. So here we go. Now that I've got all of the foliage out and I've pulled out I've scraped off all of the mulch off of the top. Now I am going in for the potatoes. So gently, gently, gently. And these potatoes are not really big either. The Purple Majesties, they're not really big. But I'm getting a nice harvest on them. Now, and it's funny, I've got several of them that look like this. Look like babies attached to the main potato. I have a couple of them like that, so I just consider it 2 for 1. I got mama and the baby. So, but like I said, this is my first experience with the Purple Majesties. Now, if you noticed how easily my soil pours out of the bag, that is very loose, that's good soil, and that's what you want. You do not want heavy, clumpy soil that's clay-like or whatever. You want your soil to be really nice and loamy and loose. See, look at it, another one. I had several like that, with the little baby sticking to the main potatoes. So they're just potatoes all throughout the bag. So and now these potatoes are supposed to be purple all the way through, not just the skin. So once I've cured them, then I will take them in and I'll cut one through. Like I said, I've never experienced the Purple Majesties. This is my first time. As a gardener, you want to try something different. I don't think I've ever had a purple potato. So we'll see. It's going to be interesting. And if they are purple, it's going to be interesting to see the reaction when I cook them and serve them. So, and these potatoes, they're also supposed to be packed with antioxidants. So we'll see. So right now I'm showing you my little pulley. This is a little tool that I use that I just drag the bag by the handle with the pulley. Now, one of my bags, I actually like that one. I actually had to bring over because when I went to pull it, the handle actually ripped off of the grow bag. And that happens after a couple of years of using grow bags. You know, they sit out in the elements, they get wet, and just, you know, they start to dry rot a little bit. And that's what happens. So now I'm about to harvest the russet potatoes. I do know that these russet potatoes came from, I believe I used a couple of potatoes that were in my house that I probably bought from the grocery store. And they actually had eyes on them. Some of them will not, because the growers a lot of times will spray those potatoes with it and something to keep them from growing eyes, so that they can stay that way for shelf life. So I probably used a russet potato from the house that I bought from the grocery store. And then I actually had a couple of potatoes that were left over from a harvest from months ago that had actually grew eyes on them. So I took those out, and I also used those as seed potatoes. So here I go pulling out all the foliage, all the old branches, and pulling off potatoes, and see what we're going to get out of this one. I don't know. You know, I don't know exactly what I'll get. Like I said, it's all, potatoes are like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get, and that's the exciting part about it. That's one of the reasons why I love doing potatoes, because you put that potato in the ground, that seed potato, and you fertilize, you water, you do whatever it is that you need to do, and the foliage will die back, the leaves will dry out, they turn yellow and all of that kind of stuff, and then you see what happens. Right here you can see me sifting some of the soil, and what I'm doing is the mulch that's on top, a lot of times I'll grab it and I'll put it inside this little sifter. This is just a little was an insert from a salad sifter that broken, and I just kept a little insert, and it comes in handy in the garden when I want to sift some soil. If I want some soil to be very fine. But right here I just want to try to get a lot of the mulch that's on the top of this bag, and without taking out a lot of the dirt. So I'm just put some mulch inside of it, and just kind of shake it, and all of the good fine dirt will fall to the bottom. I only do this if I'm just not in any hurry. You know, it's not necessary. I just do it sometimes. Because I'm just chilling. So, but this thing has really come in handy though. If I'm looking to do some really fine soil, like if I'm planting seeds, germinating seeds, this method right here will give me extremely fine soil. You see, it just leaves all the big clumps. So that's enough. And then I'm just going to very gently, look how loose that soil is. Look at that. Wow. I actually grew old potatoes from my kitchen. Wow. Boy, if I had known this years ago, well, I just think of all of the food that I've wasted and thrown out, and and I've always said I wanted to garden, but just never knew where to start. I thought you needed something special, some special knowledge. I just didn't know what to do. And I finally just about 5 years or so ago, I just started just growing seeds. I actually started with peppers. And the first time I germinated some seeds, oh my God, I just knew I was really doing something. They were tall and lanky and leggy, and I was so excited. The taller they got, the more excited I got, not realizing that wasn't good. But I did it. I just kept going and learning. First time someone asked me, well, did you harden off your seed? Nope. Just took them outside. Look at that. Wow. I've got potatoes. Wow. So I've got 4 varieties of potatoes from my little garden. And I'm just gonna, these are nice size too. Not bad. Really not bad at all. I'm excited. Next year I'm expecting to get something really big. But what I'm really excited about is the soil that's left behind, this beautiful soil. Absolutely gorgeous. I mean, the texture of it. Look at that. Not clumpy, not lumpy, none of that. I will reuse this soil for other plants. I plan to do, I plan to do some on sweet potatoes. And I probably won't do any more potatoes. I'll wait until fall, but I have other things to plan out. So, you know, they tell you that to be a gardener, it is very expensive. But once you put in that initial money, you know, and you start to condition your soil, you won't reuse that soil year after year. You will just continue to just recondition it, you know, just amend it and just keep using it. So this is the bag that I told you that I had harvested previously. And I do believe that those were red soda potatoes. And I got some potatoes, but then I had a bunch of little tiny ones that weren't ready. And I just thought, well, I'll just put the branches back in and just see what happens. And you see, I still got tiny potatoes. So I just I think I harvested that bag prematurely. But I only harvested it because I had my granddaughter with me and I wanted her to experience harvesting potatoes. So we just chose a bag and we harvested the potatoes. But we did get some nice sized potatoes out of that one as well. So as you can see, once again, I'm pulling it all out. I'm going to empty this bag. I don't really anticipate much being in here, but I checked all of my soil to make sure I didn't have any grub worms, and then that the soil was good. And as you can look at this 27-gallon tub, I had what did I do? 5 bags, and I was able to fill the whole tub. So without any mess, now I have a tub of soil that's contained, and I didn't have to dump it out, scoop it back in, get stuff all over the place, using the tarp, pouring it back. I didn't have to do all of that. Everything is neatly stored in this bin and ready for me to use in other planting projects. So I love this. And if you don't have these tubs, the best place to get them, I'm telling you now, is Costco. I actually got some as cheap as $6.99. So the best place to get them it's almost like every time I walk into Costco, I find a need to buy one. And then I will take all the extra mulch that I got off of the containers, and I'll put that in a large container. So I can just cover it, keep it nice and dry until I'm ready for my next project. Best thing ever. Now, ideally, what I should have done was I've done the harvest in a spot where I was going to leave that container, because now that container has to sit right there in that spot until I'm ready to use it. So here we go. Along the way, I did harvest some tomatoes that were blushing. Yeah, some of them more than others, but I'll take them in the house. I'm not going to wash the potatoes off. I'm going to take everything into my greenhouse, and I will store them in there. Last time I said I rinsed them off, but I won't. But as you can see, those Purple Majesties, how they just look like they don't have a purple color, so I don't know. But here I go. I'm in the greenhouse now. I'm going to set that crate on top of another crate so that they are off the ground. I don't have to worry about ants and whatever attacking them. And then I will put another crate on top to try to protect them from the sun. I will take those tomatoes out. So that's it. They're all stored away, and I had a great harvest. And I want to thank you all very much for stopping by. Thanks for rejoining me at Beyond Garden Homestead. And if this is your first time, welcome. And I hope to see you in the next video. Please like and share. Thank you for joining me at Beyond Garden Homestead. See you in the next video. And once again, peace out. Thanks, y'all.
Morning's done, the day is mine. Slowly dancing and everything's fine. A gentle breeze, the city's slow. I take a seat, let the moment flow. A cup of coffee, sugar falls in. I stir it slow, let the calm begin. In these quiet hours, I feel at ease. Life's simple magic in moments like these. I find the magic in the everyday, in the sweetest sips. It's time to